Hi, everybody. Today we will be continuing reading about Victoria Confino and her family's journey from Castoria, Greece to New York City. Today they will be traveling past the Statue of Liberty and through Ellis Island. We will be learning about the history of this place called Ellis Island. We will be looking at an image of people traveling through Ellis Island. We will start to consider what Ellis Island was like for Victoria Confino and her family, and we will try to imagine if we had to travel through Ellis Island in order to immigrate to America. We will be reading the next section of the text. There's an audio version available and a number of discussion questions. Again, this text is an excellent opportunity to review both our academic vocabulary words, ancestor and descendant, as well as additional vocabulary words that could be added to our vocabulary chart, such as the word manifest. For example, the word manifest could be added to our vocabulary chart, along with any additional vocabulary words that may be relevant, possibly Statue of Liberty or possibly Ellis Island, or any other words that students may encounter on the reading or in any of the lessons. In addition, teachers could also offer to students to choose their own words to add to their own vocabulary chart as they start to build their own reading skills. Today's possible vocabulary word could be manifest. Students can practice rewriting and spelling it, inserting a picture to understand what a manifest was, and to come up with their own sentence. As we see in the text, a sentence like this may explain the word manifest. To enter America, your name needed to be on the manifest. As students start to understand the concept of Ellis Island, students will get a better understanding of what that means. There's a number of relevant discussion questions for students to engage in. In addition, students can choose words and phrases that may show how the Confino family may have felt as they traveled through Ellis Island. Students may also look up the word relief. After successfully immigrating to America, many immigrants would feel relief, and students can talk about what that feeling might look like. Again, students can make connections to the text, write their thoughts, describe a time where they might have felt frightened and then felt relieved afterwards. In addition, students can then look up some more information about Ellis Island. Even though this famous landmark is so close to us in New York City, so many of us are so unfamiliar with its history. It may be helpful to look up a virtual tour of Ellis Island, where students can get a better picture of what it may look like. A resource like this may provide a virtual tour until an actual physical trip can be made. Now let's jump into today's lesson. Can somebody please read today's essential question? Good. How are personal experiences shaped by surroundings? Yes, again, we're going to consider how our environment, how our surroundings, how the things around us shape our personal experiences and make us who we are. Can somebody please read the first lesson objective for today? Good. To participate in a wide range of discussions with peers, building on the ideas of others. Yes, we're going to continue working on our speaking and listening skills, building on our discussions, and responding to our classmates, whether it's agreeing or disagreeing, but we want to be able to improve our discussion skills. Can somebody please read the second lesson objective for today? Good. To analyze how specific word choices impact tone and meaning. Good. As we read, we're going to look for words that may give us a better sense of how Victoria and her family was feeling as they immigrated through Ellis Island. Take a look at this image for our Do Now today. What do you see? What do you think? What do you wonder? Good. You may say, in the image, I see people walking. You may say, in the image, I see suitcases. You may say, I think that it is an old picture. You may say, I think that the people are immigrants. You may say, one thing I wonder is where they are going. You may say, one thing I wonder is how long did they travel? So teachers could choose their own strategies for reading the text, whether it's listening to an audio clip or taking turns reading. But it's certainly important to provide additional background information about Ellis Island and possibly ask students to make inferences about why it was called the Island of Suffering. That would possibly raise a lot of interesting discussions between students, and students could also discuss a time that maybe they were frightened in order to make a connection to what Victoria was going through in the story. Again, the text could be found here on the following page. There's a link to a recording, as well as the text, as well as discussion questions and an activity, all of which could be copied onto a Google Doc for students to work on, and you can choose which activities would best meet the needs of your students. Again, when you're going over the feeling of relief that many immigrants felt as they completed their immigration journey, it may be helpful to use a dictionary tool such as either vocabulary.com or a dictionary on Google to look up the pronunciation and the meaning of this vocabulary word. In addition, this word relief could also be added to our vocabulary chart. You can now begin the lesson with these warm-up questions and then jump right into the reading. Thank you very much.